Namaste. Welcome to the Ārogyasamskriti Video Series. Today we will discuss some aspects about food and nutrition. Food, of course, according to Ayurveda, is one of the three sub-pillars that support life. Brahmacharya, Ahara, and Nidra are the three sub-pillars that support life. Brahmacharya is leading a life that leads to expansion of your mind. It includes also optimal physical activity. Sleep is getting the required amount of sleep, especially sleeping at night and avoiding long sleep or naps during the day. And then food is measured consumption of carefully chosen food items. Generally, when we think about food, we look at its nutritional profile. We assess food in terms of the macro and micronutrients, especially in today's scientific world. When we think about a food item, we ask how much carbohydrates or how much protein or how much fat it contains, or what are the minerals and vitamins and other kind of micronutrients that are present in the food. We assume that if we choose foods that are balanced in the macro and micronutrients, all our nutritional needs will be taken care of. But this is far from the truth. According to Ayurveda, there are many other things that we need to consider, in order to make sure that the food that we eat is actually providing us the nutrition and leads to health outcomes that are balanced and, beneficial in the long run. So here, I would like to bring your attention to a shloka that is taken from old Sanskrit literature, which tells us what are the consequences of the different types of activities that we do after consuming a meal. Bhuktopa vishadas thaulyam shayanasya rujastatha ayus chankramanasya mrityur dhavati dhavata. So what does this sloka mean? First of all, it tells us that bhuktva upavishadaha thaulyam. If after a heavy meal you sit down and relax, then this is going to lead to obesity. Okay, then if you decide that you want to take a nap, what will be the outcome? Shayanasya rujastatha. If you really lie down and sleep after a heavy meal, you're going to be afflicted with all kinds of diseases. Then what else can we do? Ayus chankramanasya. If you take a light walk, if you go out for a walk, then it enhances your longevity. And if you go for intense activity, what will be the outcome? Mrityur dhavati dhavata. If you run, for example, after a heavy meal, death will come running after you. So this is the beautiful insight that this ancient, verse is giving us. And what I want to point out is that a lot of scientific research is happening around these subjects today. And it's fascinating to see that latest research supports this insight from ancient times. So what is it? Now, modern scientists are telling us that, if we walk after a meal, and especially after dinner, it has a powerful impact on your blood sugar levels. Taking a walk shortly after eating can reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes, which is called as postprandial hyperglycemia. And this is beneficial for people with insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. And this scientific studies also indicate that walking right after a meal is more beneficial than, walking after a gap. But keep this in mind, it's not just blood sugar levels that are affected by a walk after a meal. This is also good for cardiovascular health. Walking after dinner is like a light intensity walking, which can have cardioprotective benefits. So even standing has a benefit, but walking is even more beneficial. And this is what our ancient acharyas have, pointed out to us. So next time you have a heavy meal, keep this in mind. Go for a light walk and make sure you don't sit for long or lie down and go into a deep slumber. And of course, don't do anything intense like running or a heavy workout, because that can have detrimental effects. So that's it from Ārogyasamskriti update for today. Namaste.